Hello, friends. Our wonder story for this week is called Are Trees Alive? And this story is written by Debbie S. Miller. And if she wrote the words in the story, what is the special name for the person that writes the words in our story? The author, very good. And then Stacy Schwett drew pictures. So what is the special name for her if she drew the pictures? She is the illustrator. Very good, friends. In this story, we're going to learn a lot about trees. Do you think that trees are alive? Awesome. Well, we're going to find out here in the story if trees are alive or not, and if they are, why they are. So we're going to look, and we're also going to see how we can compare trees to people who are alive. So when we're comparing something, we're looking at how some things are like each other. Some things they might have in common with each other. So we're going to look and compare the trees and the people in the story and see how they might be like each other. Okay, are you ready? Let's get started. All right, so here we are. Long roots wiggle through the soil. They gather water and minerals that trees need to grow. Roots anchor a tree like your feet help you stand. All right, so the roots, you can see them in the picture. They go deep into the ground. Sometimes you can see the roots of a tree over the ground. Have you seen the roots of a tree over the ground a little bit? Yeah, so that is what helps keep the tree standing nice and tall. Just like your feet help you stand nice and tall. Sturdy trunks stand short and tall. A trunk supports the body of a tree, like a leg, like your legs support your body. Branches hold animals, the nests of birds, swings and tree houses. They sway gently in the wind, like a mother's arms rocking a baby. There you see the mother with her baby, and they rock. She rocks in just like the leaves rock in the wind. Have you seen that when it's on a windy day? Or even if it's just a light breeze, sometimes the leaves move a little bit. Bark is dark or light, rough or smooth, thick or thin, just like people's skin. Bark protects the inside of a tree from the harsh weather and insects, just like your skin protects you. The crown of a tree reaches for the sky and gathers sunlight. The crown of a tree is the very top of the tree where the leaves and the branches are. So that's called the crown of a tree. A crown is at the top of a tree like your head is at the top of your body. The branches and leaves of a large crown give you lots of shade on a hot summer day. Don't you love staying under a tree when it's really hot? It's so relaxing, and it really gives you nice shade from the sun. Leaves breathe for the tree. Trees need air just like you need air. Instead of using noses and lungs, leaves breathe through the thousands of tiny pores known as stomata. Leaves flutter in the breeze like your hair blows in the wind. And you see the girl's hair is blowing, and then you can see the leaves on the tree are really blowing too. Sticky sap travels through small tubes inside the trees, between the roots and the leaves. Without sap, the tree could not live, just like your body could not live without blood. Look at the veins in a leaf and compare them to the veins in your hand. Some tree sap is harvested by people. So there you see, they're comparing the hand to the leaf. You can see some veins there. So you see? And you could do this too. This could be something you do at home. You could grab a leaf and see if you see veins in your hand, just like you see the veins in the leaves. And then here is someone harvesting the sap from the tree. Trees grow flowers of all shapes and sizes, of bright and soft colors. A pretty flower can attract insects and birds, just like your smiling face can attract a new friend. Animals feed on the nectar and pollen of the flowers. They help spread the pollen so that trees can make seeds and grow fruits. So some plants grow fruits some trees grow fruits and some trees grow leaves and flowers that look beautiful on the tree. Some seeds are tiny and fluffy and fly with the wind. Others are protected inside their fruit. The coconut tree grows the largest seed on earth. Seeds sprout and become saplings, then grow up to be trees, just like babies become children, then grow up to be adults. Some trees die because of fires, disease, or storm damage. Many trees are cut down by people for their wood, but some trees live to be very, very old, just like some people live more than 100 years. So there you see a tree that's been living for a very, very long time. During winter, some trees have bare limbs, and the limbs are that's the part of the tree that holds the leaves. The bare limbs and twigs that lace the cold sky. This is just the time when many trees rest without their leaves. Trees rest too, just like you. You've seen this, how trees in the winter don't really have leaves on their branches anymore. And they're resting in the winter. Just like we learned some animals do that. They rest in the winter and they hibernate. This is what trees do as well. When spring comes, the trees awaken from their winter's rest. Leaf buds swell on the branches. Cherry trees blossom with more sunshine. The trees burst with new life. Just like you burst out the door with your friends to play and celebrate spring. I'm sure a lot of you are doing that now, going outside a lot, getting that sunshine. And you can see all the trees that are blooming and blossoming in the spring. While you picnic under a tree, the forest has a picnic of its own. The sun helps the leaves make food, the rain brings drink, and the wind brings music to the forest. So trees need that sunlight and they need the rain so that they can grow. All right, that's the end of our story, but here you can see lots of different kinds of trees. So friends, in our story, we learned that trees are alive and they breathe, and just like we do, but in different ways. But just like we breathe, trees breathe. What were some other things that we had in common with trees that you noticed in our story? How would you compare? There were a lot of comparing that was happening in our story of trees to people. So what were some things that we saw that trees are like people? Yeah, well, trees have seeds that grow into big trees, and that's just like us. We have babies, people have babies, and then they grow to be adults or big kids like you. What else? Yeah, in the spring, you guys are going outside, and that's one of the things that happens in the spring. You start to have more time, more energy to go outside, and we see some changes in the spring for the trees too. They have the flowers that bloom a lot more in the spring. What else? Anything else? The roots of the tree keep the tree standing nice and tall, and that's just like us with our feet. Our feet keep us standing nice and tall. And one more thing, can you think of one? Trees have bark that protect this inside of the tree, just like our skin protects us as well. Those are all some great things, friends. Awesome job. Thank you for sharing all those ways that trees are like people and for following along with our story so nicely. So now that we're done our story, what you can do is you can draw a picture of one of the ways that trees are like people that we learned about in our story. So you could draw, just like we talked about, you could draw the bark of the tree and show a person and their skin. You could draw the seeds of the tree, maybe a coconut for a coconut tree. And then also show babies with people with their babies, showing how that is also like each other. So I can't wait to see what you think about of ways that you can compare trees to people. And if you think of another way that wasn't in our story, you can draw that too. I can't wait to see your pictures. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, friends.